Man, for an entire season with nearly 50 wins under their belt, the Sacramento Kings, man, they tried to tell us that they were legit. They turned into the NBA's best offense. They won more road games than anyone else in the Western Conference. They had two All-Stars likely to become all NBA players in Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. I mean, and they had so many clutch performances, man. They won 48 games. They finished third in the West. Simply put, man, the Kings tried to show us that they were more than a young up-and-coming team. They certainly tried to show us that they were more than just a playoff stepping stone, more than just a franchise happy with ending a 16-year playoff drought. They tried to show us, and guess what? They really did. And yet, hardly anyone took the Kings seriously. I mean, not really anybody. Just a couple games into Sacramento's first trip to the playoffs since 2006, that's all about to change. To be honest, it has changed because the Kings are demanding it change. Just like they have all season, only louder and much more forcefully now. But as usual, before we begin, it would really mean a lot to me if you took a quick second to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Help us to reach 500 subscribers. We will be giving away a $100 Amazon gift card to a random member of our community. All you gotta do is subscribe and you're in. Now back to the video. On the heels of Monday's victory against the Warriors, the Kings have the champs up against the ropes. Guess what? The Kings sure as hell are favored to beat them now. It is extremely difficult to come back from down 0-2. But just 2 games is not the entire series. The Warriors are still the Warriors after all, and at least in some ways. We need to see how they respond at home, and it's not like they're getting blown out or something like that. These first 2 games, they've been decided by less than a total of 11 points. Still, the benefit of the doubt is no longer Golden State's to enjoy. History in fact suggests this 0-2 hole is less likely of a hole to climb out of and more of a death to their hopes to repeat. But this isn't about the Warriors. This is about the Kings winning twice on the NBA's biggest stage against one of the league's supposedly more formidable title contenders in ways that are straight up legit. Want to hear something crazy? The Kings are actually playing some defense. Now that was supposed to be their biggest weakness, but it has been their strength so far in these playoffs. And the Warriors didn't make it any easier by turning over the ball more than 21% of their possessions. Many of these errors were classic careless turnovers by the Warriors. They tossed bad passes, dribbled into cramped spaces, paid zero attention to details on the inbounds, you name it. You gotta give the Kings credit, man. Their approach to defending Steph Curry in particular has been nothing but a success so far. Head coach Mike Brown threw a little bit of everything against Steph Curry. The Kings relied on De'Aaron Fox's athleticism. They blitzed Curry, they changed the point at which they picked him up, and probably a trillion other things that I'm not too smart enough to point out. But Steph Curry is still Steph Curry, man. He had 28 points, 6 assists, and the Warriors were a +3 with him on the court. But the Kings will take a 9 of 21 shooting from Steph any day, including 3 of 13 from 3-point. I mean, they'll take that all day. More critically, their defense on Steph put more pressure on the other guys to make shots. The end result for the Warriors, it wasn't pretty. Andrew Wiggins, he had 22 points off 9 of 19 shooting, was just about the only one contributing. Klay Thompson, he dropped 21 points as well, and he shot 5 of 10 on threes, but he couldn't take advantage of moments in which he was going up against Sabonis. And your boy Jordan Poole, he was a disaster, 1 of 7 from the floor. Now the big question is, do the Warriors still come up short Monday if Draymond Green wasn't ejected for stepping on Sabonis' chest? I mean, it's a fair question to ask. But the Kings were ahead by 4 at that time, and this isn't their first rodeo, man. Golden State comebacks are insane. But the Kings, they just keep coming at you. Draymond getting ejected is more critical for what it might mean moving forward. Because if Draymond gets suspended, it could literally be the end for the Warriors. Do this at your own peril, but continuing to doubt the Kings, it's just not smart. Where they are right now has nothing to do with luck nor perfection. Get this, Sabonis went 5 of 17 from the field, with more turnovers than he had assists in game 1. Kevin Huerter couldn't get it going either, shooting 3 of 12. The Kings were a -12 from beyond the 3-point in game 2. Keegan Murray had just 1 shot through 32 minutes so far. The Kings' half-court offense has been disruptive in many of the ways we all suspected, but it doesn't even matter. The Kings keep finding a way to adjust and win. The Kings are pushing at every turn, not just off turnovers and live balls, but after making buckets as well. It's just been 2 games, 2 close wins. It doesn't really mean much, but these 2 performances don't stand alone. They are an extension of the Kings' entire season. We now have 84 games worth of evidence, 50 total wins of proof that this is a team worthy of taking seriously. Their defense in game 2 was pretty solid. Their offense in depth and guts in crunch time are nothing new. Long before now, these Kings, they tried to show us that they have arrived, that they weren't going anywhere, that they were every bit as a problem as their record suggested. They tried to show us that they belong. And guess what? They did show us again, and then again. And now, when it matters most, they're showing up yet again, louder, prouder, and convincingly. They still just dominate. We'll see what happened in the rest of this series, but if I had to put my finger on this, I say the Warriors are in trouble and the Kings are going to be a problem for any other team in the Western Conference. That's all, folks. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and leave your comments below. Peace.